Have you ever felt like you don't fit into the crowd, yet you're completely fine with it? Do people call you mysterious, unpredictable, or even intimidating without you doing much? If that sounds like you, then listen closely, because today we're going to uncover the hidden behaviors that prove you are a Sigma personality. Not Alpha, not Beta, but Sigma, the rarest type of all. Point number 1. You don't need validation, the silent power of self-confidence. One of the strongest signs that you have a Sigma personality is that you don't need validation from anyone. You are not the kind of person who constantly seeks approval, likes, or compliments to feel good about yourself. You already know your worth deep inside, and that confidence doesn't depend on other people's opinions. Most people spend a lot of time trying to impress others. They worry about what their friends, coworkers, or followers think about them. They post pictures online just to get likes, or they dress a certain way just to be accepted. But that's not you. You don't live for other people's validation because your confidence comes from within, not from the outside world. You understand that people's opinions change all the time. One day they might admire you, and the next day they might criticize you. That's why you don't let those opinions control how you feel about yourself. You've learned that when you depend too much on others for validation, you give them power over you. And a true Sigma never gives away their power so easily. Instead of chasing attention, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself. You don't talk about your goals all the time. You just work in silence and let your results speak for you. This is what separates you from the crowd. While others need an audience to feel confident, you build your confidence privately. You don't need people to tell you that you're doing well. You already know you're on the right path because you trust your own instincts. This self-validation makes you emotionally strong. You don't break easily when people doubt you, and you don't get overly excited when they praise you. You stay balanced, calm, and centered no matter what's happening around you. That emotional stability is one of the rarest and most respected Sigma traits. When someone tries to criticize or manipulate you, it doesn't work. Why? Because you don't rely on their approval. You know who you are, and you don't need to prove it to anyone. That quiet confidence can make others curious or even intimidated. They can sense your strength, even when you're silent. Being free from the need for validation also means you make decisions based on your own beliefs, not what society expects. You don't follow trends or copy what others are doing. You create your own way, even if that means walking alone. And that's something only a Sigma can do, walk alone with pride and peace. So remember this. Your value doesn't come from someone else's opinion. It comes from your mindset, your actions, and your inner strength. You don't need people to clap for you or recognize your worth, because deep down you already know who you are. That's the beauty of being a Sigma. You don't seek validation. You are valid. You move in silence, work with focus, and rise with self-respect. And that, my friend, is the mark of someone truly powerful. Point number 2. You value freedom over everything, the heart of a true Sigma. Another powerful behavior that proves you are a Sigma is your deep love for freedom. For you, freedom isn't just a lifestyle, it's your very nature. You can't stand being controlled, restricted, or told what to do. You need the space to think, move, and live in your own way. Rules, expectations, and social pressures don't define you. You define yourself. While many people are comfortable following the crowd, you are not. You prefer to take the road less traveled, even if it's harder. You believe that real happiness comes from being free to choose your own path, make your own mistakes, and learn your own lessons. You don't like to depend on anyone for validation, guidance, or direction. You trust yourself enough to walk your own journey, even when others don't understand it. You see, Sigmas are independent thinkers. You think deeply before making choices, and once you decide, you stick to it. You don't let society's rules or people's opinions stop you from doing what feels right to you. This independence often makes you different from others, but you're okay with that. You don't want to blend in because blending in would mean losing your individuality, and that's something you'll never trade for comfort. When you value freedom this much, you become fearless. You're not afraid to quit a job that limits you. You're not scared to walk away from people who try to control you. You'd rather be alone and free than surrounded by people who want to cage your spirit. That's what makes Sigmas so powerful. They are not afraid to let go of anything that threatens their independence. You believe that freedom brings growth. When you're free, you can explore new ideas, discover new parts of yourself, and create without limits. You use your time to learn, build, and improve. You may not always follow the traditional path, but that's because you're busy creating your own. While others wait for permission to start, you just go for it. That's what separates you from the average person. Your ability to lead your own life without needing anyone's approval. Sometimes people misunderstand your love for freedom. They might think you're rebellious, cold, or detached. But the truth is, you simply know what peace means to you. You know that you can't truly be happy unless you're living life on your own terms. You don't want to be tied down by unnecessary drama, fake relationships, or meaningless competition. You prefer peace, purpose, and personal growth over everything else. Being free doesn't mean being careless. It means being self-aware. You take full responsibility for your choices and actions. You don't blame others when things go wrong. You learn, adjust, and move forward, stronger each time. In a world where so many people feel trapped by others' expectations, your independence shines like a light. Your freedom makes you confident, creative, and unstoppable. That's why Sigmas stand out. They live life their way, no matter what anyone thinks. So, remember this: valuing freedom isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about owning your life completely. You are not controlled by fear or pressure. You are guided by your own truth. And that, my friend, is the pure essence of a Sigma soul. Point number 3. You observe more than you speak. The silent power of awareness. One of the most powerful and unique traits of a Sigma personality is the ability to observe more than you speak. You're not the type who talks just to fill the silence. Instead, you prefer to stay quiet, watch carefully, and understand what's really happening around you. This simple habit gives you a deep kind of wisdom and awareness that most people never develop. When others are busy talking, showing off, or trying to prove themselves, you're busy noticing things. You notice people's tone, body language, and small details that others ignore. You can read between the lines, hearing not just what people say, but what they don't say. This makes you extremely intuitive and emotionally intelligent. You understand people on a deeper level because you actually listen. Sigmas know that silence is not weakness. In fact, silence is power. When you stay quiet, you give yourself time to think before reacting. You don't waste your words on meaningless arguments or gossip. You speak only when you have something real and valuable to say. This makes your voice more powerful because when you finally speak, people listen. They know you don't talk just for attention. You talk with purpose. Your ability to observe also helps you make smart decisions. You can sense the truth behind situations because you see what others miss. Whether it's at work, in friendships, or in relationships, your quiet awareness protects you. You can easily spot fake people, hidden intentions, or upcoming problems long before others notice. That's why Sigmas rarely get fooled. Their silence gives them clarity. You also understand that not every situation needs a reaction. When someone tries to provoke you, you stay calm. You've learned that reacting too quickly gives away your power, so you prefer to stay in control. Your calm nature makes you unpredictable, and that mystery often intimidates people. They can't read your next move, and that's exactly how you like it. Your observation skills also make you a fast learner. You don't need to be told what to do. You simply watch and figure it out yourself. You notice patterns, analyze outcomes, and learn from others' mistakes. That's why Sigmas often succeed quietly. You absorb knowledge without needing to ask for help or attention. Some people may think you're distant or shy because you don't talk much, but the truth is you're simply selective. You value deep conversations over small talk. You don't waste energy on meaningless chatter. You choose to connect with people who match your depth and understand your silence. Being observant also makes you a peaceful person. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to feel important. You know that understanding is more powerful than being heard. That quiet wisdom makes you calm, confident, and aware of your surroundings at all times. So remember this: being quiet doesn't make you invisible. It makes you powerful. You don't need to shout to prove your worth. Your silence speaks louder than words, Your eyes see deeper than most, and your mind stays sharp because you pay attention. That's what separates a Sigma from the crowd. While others talk, you watch, you learn, and you rise. Point number 4. You walk alone but never feel lonely. The strength of solitude. Another powerful behavior that proves you are a Sigma is that you walk alone but never feel lonely. You don't depend on people to make you feel complete. You are fully comfortable with your own company, your own thoughts, and your own world. Most people fear being alone, but for you, solitude feels natural. It's where you recharge, think, and grow. When you spend time alone, you don't feel empty. You feel peaceful. You enjoy the quiet moments that allow you to reflect on your life and your goals. You're not afraid of silence because you've learned how to find peace inside your own mind. While others get bored or anxious when they're by themselves, you find inspiration and clarity. That's because you've built a strong connection with yourself. You don't need a big group of friends to feel important. You don't chase people or try to fit into every social circle. You'd rather have a few deep, loyal connections than 100 shallow ones. Your relationships are based on respect and understanding, not popularity or attention. You know that real connection doesn't come from constant company. It comes from genuine energy and trust. Being comfortable alone is a rare strength. It shows that you are emotionally independent. You don't need others to define your happiness. You create your own peace, your own joy, and your own path. That independence makes you powerful because it means you can't be easily manipulated or controlled. You don't stay in fake relationships just to avoid loneliness. You choose people carefully, and if they don't align with your values, you have no problem walking away. People might sometimes mistake your solitude for sadness or arrogance, but that's only because they don't understand your mindset. You're not avoiding people. You're protecting your energy. You know that your time and focus are precious, and you'd rather spend them on things that truly matter. You walk alone because you're focused on your goals, not on impressing others. Your ability to enjoy solitude also helps you grow mentally and emotionally. When you're alone, you can think clearly. You can plan your next move, work on your dreams, or simply enjoy peace without distractions. You use your alone time to build yourself, not to feel sorry for yourself. That's the difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness drains you, but solitude strengthens you. Being alone has also taught you self-awareness. You understand your strengths, your flaws, and your purpose. You've learned to love yourself without needing others to remind you of your worth. That's a rare kind of inner peace that most people never find. So if you're someone who enjoys being alone, don't let anyone make you feel strange about it. It's not a weakness. It's a sign of emotional maturity and confidence. You've mastered what many people fear, being happy in your own company. You walk alone not because you have to, but because you choose to. You walk your own path, make your own rules, and grow at your own pace. You don't need the noise of the crowd to feel alive. You carry your peace wherever you go. And that, right there, is one of the most powerful Sigma traits. You walk alone, but you are never truly lonely. Point number 5. You are mysterious and hard to read, the enigma of a Sigma mind. Another clear sign that you are a Sigma is that you are mysterious and hard to read. People are drawn to you, but they can't quite figure you out. You don't reveal too much about yourself, and that makes others curious. You have an aura of quiet confidence and depth that makes people wonder who you really are. You're not secretive to play games. You're private because you value your peace and protect your energy. Unlike most people who share everything about their lives, you keep your thoughts, emotions, and plans to yourself. You don't feel the need to explain every move you make. You believe that not everyone deserves to know your story. Some things are better left unsaid, and you're perfectly fine with that. Your silence keeps people guessing, and that mystery becomes your natural charm. People often try to read your emotions, but they can't. You don't react easily, and you don't show what's going on inside your mind. You may be calm even when you're angry, focused even when you're hurt, and silent even when you're excited. This emotional control is what makes you stand out. You don't let others see your weaknesses, and you don't allow them to play with your emotions. That calm mystery makes you powerful. Being hard to read also protects you from manipulation. Since people don't know what you're thinking, they can't easily influence you. You give very little away, not because you're cold, but because you're wise. You've learned that the less people know about you, the more control you have over your own life. You prefer to move quietly, make your own decisions, and surprise people with your results instead of your words. Your mysterious personality also makes you magnetic. People are naturally drawn to mystery because it challenges their curiosity. They want to understand you, but they can't, and that makes them think about you even more. Your quiet presence can fill a room without you saying a single word. That's the power of a Sigma. You don't need attention, yet you get it effortlessly. Sometimes your mystery makes others feel a little uncomfortable. They might say you're distant or hard to connect with, but that's not true. You're simply selective. You don't open up to just anyone. You wait until you truly trust someone before letting them see the real you. And even then, you share only what feels right. You believe that your privacy is your power and you guard it wisely. You also know that being unpredictable keeps you in control. People can't plan against you or take advantage of you because they never know what you'll do next. You always stay a few steps ahead, observing quietly and acting with purpose. Your mystery is not about hiding who you are. It's about protecting your inner world. You've built a space inside yourself where peace, strength, and independence live. Not everyone deserves access to that. So remember, being mysterious isn't about being distant. It's about being wise. You don't need to explain yourself. You let your silence, your actions, and your energy do the talking. That's why Sigmas are unforgettable, because no one can fully figure them out. You are the storm behind calm eyes, the story no one fully knows, and the mystery everyone wants to understand. And that, my friend, is the true essence of a Sigma. Point number 6. You think deeply and act strategically, the mindset of a true Sigma. Another strong behavior that proves you are a Sigma is that you think deeply and act strategically. You are not someone who rushes into things without thinking. You prefer to observe, analyze, and plan your moves carefully. You think before you speak, and you act only when the time is right. This thoughtful nature is one of the main reasons why Sigmas are always one step ahead of everyone else. You have a mind that likes to understand things on a deeper level. You don't just see what's on the surface, you look beneath it. You want to know how things work, why people act a certain way, and what the real truth is behind every situation. You question everything instead of blindly following the crowd. This deep way of thinking helps you make better decisions and avoid unnecessary mistakes. While most people act based on emotions, you act based on logic and understanding. You know that reacting quickly can lead to regrets, so you prefer to stay calm, think things through, and then move with confidence. You don't let emotions control you. You control them. That mental discipline makes you powerful and mature. Your strategic thinking also shows up in the way you handle challenges. When problems appear, you don't panic. You quietly study the situation, look for patterns, and find smart solutions. You treat every obstacle like a puzzle waiting to be solved. Because of that, you rarely get stuck. You always find a way to move forward, even in difficult times. Another part of your Sigma intelligence is patience. You understand that success doesn't happen overnight. You're willing to take small steps, make steady progress, and wait for the right moment to strike. You don't chase quick wins, you build long-term results. This patient and calculated mindset is what makes Sigmas different from impulsive personalities. You also think strategically about people. You know who to trust, who to avoid, and who to keep at a distance. You can read intentions and energy easily. That awareness helps you protect yourself from fake friends and toxic relationships. You don't let anyone play games with you because you already see through them before they even try. Your deep thinking also gives you creativity. You can come up with original ideas and solutions that others never consider. You think outside the box, and you're not afraid to do things your own way. People may not always understand your vision at first, but later, they realize how smart and forward-thinking you truly are. Because you think and plan so carefully, your actions have power. You don't need to do much to make an impact. Even small moves from you can create big results. You don't waste time or energy on things that don't matter. Every action you take has purpose and meaning. So remember this: being a deep thinker is one of your greatest strengths. You don't rush. You don't follow. You strategize. You stay calm, you observe, and when you move with precision. That's the Sigma way: quiet mind, powerful actions. You don't need to shout your plans to the world. You just think smart, act sharp, and let your success do the talking. Point number 7. You lead without trying, the natural authority of a Sigma. One of the most powerful and natural behaviors that prove you are a Sigma is that you lead without even trying. You don't chase leadership, you don't beg for attention, and you don't need a title or position to feel powerful. People just naturally follow your energy. You have a quiet confidence that makes others trust and respect you, even when you say very little. Unlike typical leaders who shout for attention or force people to listen, your presence speaks for itself. You don't demand respect. You earn it through your actions, your calm nature, and your clear sense of direction. People can feel that you know where you're going, and that makes them want to follow you. You don't talk about being a leader. You simply become one through how you live and how you carry yourself. You're not controlling or bossy. You don't need to dominate others to feel strong. True Sigma leadership is about influence, not power. You inspire people through your discipline, wisdom, and independence. You show them that strength can be silent, and confidence doesn't need to be loud. You walk your own path, and somehow that encourages others to find theirs too. Because you think deeply and stay calm under pressure, people often look to you for guidance. You can see things clearly when others are confused or emotional. You don't panic when challenges come. You analyze, adapt, and act. That emotional control makes others feel safe around you. They trust your judgment because they see that you don't make decisions out of fear or ego. Another reason you lead naturally is because you don't need followers. You're not leading to be admired. You're leading because it's simply in your nature to take responsibility and move forward. You focus on your goals and your purpose, not on impressing people. Ironically, that's what makes people respect you even more. Your independence shows them what real strength looks like. Sigmas are often called lone wolves. But even lone wolves become leaders of their own kind. When people see your self-control, discipline, and focus, they want to learn from you. They admire your ability to stay grounded and unbothered by noise or drama. You set standards without speaking, through your behavior, your work ethic, and your calm confidence. You also lead by example, not by words. You don't tell others what to do. You simply show them how it's done. You prove that success doesn't require arrogance, that confidence doesn't need shouting, and that true leadership comes from within. People follow you because they feel inspired by your presence, not because you ask them to. Even when you're alone, you're still leading yourself. You guide your own life, make your own rules, and stay true to your values. You don't let society, trends, or people's opinions dictate your direction. You lead your life with self-awareness and strength, and that's the highest form of leadership there is. So remember this: leadership isn't about standing on a stage or having a title. It's about energy, character, and quiet strength. You lead without trying because your actions, mindset, and attitude naturally inspire others. That's the Sigma way: no shouting, no showing off, just silent confidence that moves mountains. People may not always understand how you do it, but they'll always feel your power. You are the quiet leader who guides others without ever needing to command them, and that's what makes you truly rare. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Sigma traits, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a fire in the comments if you're part of the Sigma tribe. Stay powerful, stay silent, and as always, own your Sigma energy.